What's up, bitches?
Saw dudes.
Saw, dude.
Oh, what? Now I feel better. I'm just shitting on him, calling him a bobblehead.
Who? Jacob?
Yeah, well, who the fuck else am I talking about?
That
Where's the
fathead
guy with
fuck.
the biggest head on the show? Yeah, where is he? Fucking son of a bitch. He's probably reading Bernstein Bear books. Underprivileged youths. That's what he's up to. What's up, all you fucking home slices? Oh my god. So, when do you have to start doing that?
What's that?
When do you
May 7th is when I have to start taking. I have to take him to school, make all the money, and then come home and pick him up, and then probably have to cook dinner too. So that's great.
Are you gonna have? You should just make your eye. Be like, we're getting up early. We're going to school, brother.
Hey, bro. You're working.
Bruh.
Hey, bro.
You bet. I mean, he's better off learning now than later. That's what he's gonna have. So, you know,
piece of shit.
Are you yelling at the computer?
Yeah.
Is it not working?
Yeah. Well, no, it's fine. You don't know what's going on, but there's a switch here that switches between the laptop and the office computer, and sometimes it's like got a bad connection somewhere. It'll just switch. You know, it doesn't. You don't know what's happening, but I do. So like I'm doing a QuickBook invoice, and then when it comes back up, the fucking invoice is on the wrong screen because I don't know. I'm not fucking with it. You know.
Yeah. That's why I'm really happy to have a bookkeeper, so I don't have to do.
Oh, I do too. But my wife works with the bookkeeper and the accountant. I use the same computer. I'm on my business computer right now, and she has her office computer, which is a laptop. So there's, you understand, push a button and you're on the laptop, push a button, you're on the desktop.
Man, that's why I'm glad I don't have to do.
Well, stop pressing the button.
I don't. It does it by itself.
No,
it's fucking possessed.
You're doing it.
Yes.
You're
all the way behind the.
You're doing it, and you just don't realize that you're doing it.
Voices.
I was pushing the button, hoping it would turn into an Xbox.
Xbox. What is this? I wanted to play Helldivers.
Right. I just did it again. It's fucking junk. It makes this gay noise. It goes dee-dee-dee.
Dee-dee-dee.
That's what it does.
You have a little sassy computer on the side.
Speaking of gay noises, fucking Jake Camaro won't stay out of my inbox.
Dude, we need to bring him on and just shred that fuck.
You always say that. You always say that, and then you're all nice to him and shit.
Fucking turd burglar. Leave me alone now. Now he's over to you.
Well, he fucking.
TJ doesn't want my advice, and he has to attack the way I look. Shut up, fag. There's no way that dude gets laid at any point in time.
That dude is like, I would like to know, like, that dude has got a big ass fucking forehead. I wonder, who would win in a headbutt fight between him and Jacob.
Oh, dude, he'd take you out. He'd make mush of
him and Jacob should have a headbutt fight. See who wins.
Right?
These strands that would just flop over.
There's another woman in my life that has no concern for my health or well-being. My mother. When are you gonna come do my roof? Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, Mary.
So my life is gonna suck a giant bag of dicks for a whole month because now I have to take him to school, and now I have to pick him up. So what that means is like I'm gonna be fucking edging myself every day because I'm gonna have to drop him off, and then I'm gonna go back out and fucking work. I'm not gonna be able to, you know what I mean?
When you feel the day's over, you're like,
not yet. Yeah. Fuck, dude.
This is what we all do to ourselves, though. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, everything's going good.
And for what? What are we doing it for? What are we doing it for? Vagina. That's what we do it for.
Congratulations. I mean, hell, when my wife...
Thanks, Jacob. About time you did something for this podcast besides be a fucking dick lick.
What a good boy. At least he's doing something important. No, I honestly would be interested to have Jay on for one reason. He loves talking numbers, but yet doesn't divulge any real numbers.
Like, well, he says that He says that you are the one that's fucking fronting on the numbers.
So no, he got real mad when he was calling my bullshit, and I sent him 3 months of customer factor. Because I was like, "Here's the numbers, brother. Like, here, you want a screenshot?" And because he was like, "You don't do that with 3 guys." I'm like, well, "These are the numbers, and these are the amount of guys who work." So like, what do you want from me?
But this is the thing. This is the thing. The numbers thing. The numbers thing is it's relative. It's very relative, and I'm not saying that you don't make money or he doesn't make money, but what I'm saying is when you start throwing around words like scalable business and shit like that, like you know what I'm saying, like go fuck your entire self, dude. Like I don't fucking care what works for you works for you. Maybe I don't want that.
No, he's got something to prove, and he won't leave it go.
Maybe Mark doesn't want fucking 12 trucks and 15 guys. Maybe Seth does want fucking 40 employees. I was closer to that
10 years ago. I don't fucking want that. If I wanted that, I could build that. I don't want that.
I see what like guys around me, like I'm friends with Josh, and Josh and I had plenty of conversations over the years, and he told me straight up, he's like, "You know what, dude?" He goes, on one hand, I can see where doing what I'm doing is fucking, I'm really enjoying it. He goes, I enjoy this. He goes, but on the other hand, I see what you do, and I like wish I could do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
fuck yeah.
It's again, it's just all where you're at. I make a good living. I Jennifer technically doesn't have to work. If she didn't want to, she could stay at home. I mean, it would make my life fucking suck. I would have to, do a lot more than I'm doing. I'd have to take more work that I don't want. I can't. What I should say is I would have to take the work that I don't want.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of like passing over shit like I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, which I do a lot of. You know what I mean? I do a lot of like I don't want to. When I go to do an estimate, I'm like, I don't want to do that one. You know what I mean? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like I do a lot of that. And, it's not because I got so much fucking money that I can just pass up Josh, but I've gotten to a point doing this that, like, there's just some shit I don't want to do. Let another dude do that. I don't necessarily need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just enjoy working the way that I work. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy being by myself.
It's a huge benefit, man. In 2020, when we split up and we all worked by ourselves every day, it was like one of the most peaceful years of my life. Like I just had what I had to do, knock it out, and then like go help a guy if they needed help. But like, really, it was like you're on your own, like do your own thing. And
well, look, Seth's been on this side of the coin just like I have, and I'm just going to say this: when you start your business and you go from a single owner operator and you decide to take it to the next level, okay, the first payroll to make is the hardest. At least it was for me. Okay, my simple mind was, okay, this guy's going to cost me $2,000 a month. I need to pick up $2,000 worth of work so he's free. Okay, but the difference is this: when you go out and do a job for $400 and you legitimately could put $350 in your pocket, not on everyone, you know what I'm saying, and $50, it flips the opposite way around.
I had an employee for a season, and it fucking, I mean, although I got more work done, I fucking didn't make any extra money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I mean, it could have been different if I'd have put him in the other truck, possibly, but I still think I would have been in the hole. No matter, I'm not necessarily in the hole, but I still wouldn't have made any more money.
I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb here.
What's the point of having an employee?
Right, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say commercially, it's a little easier pill to swallow simply because you could get an influx of work. All of a sudden, you could get 50 Starbucks to clean that pays you $2,500 a month, let's just say, right? Now you can afford that guy. You're not making anything, but you have him for other things.
Yeah.
That's what. But residentially, that builds slower. Granted, you're going to have opportunity, and you can get more per account. You understand? But you need to make sure that cash flow is in every week in order to pay these guys.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think there's pros and cons to both. I'm like 80-20 residential to commercial work. And the commercial work is nice. You know, you got to be planning out days, but I don't know. I have 6 guys working for me. 1 in the office.
You have 6 what?
6 guys working.
Oh, I thought you said techs. I was going to say
6 guys.
If you start a different kind of business.
No, I got pooper scoopers out there.
This is my thing. I guess what I'm getting at is you don't need to fucking send me fucking messages on Facebook Messenger about what you're doing. My opinion of you, no matter what you say to me in Facebook Messenger or how many fucking guys or trucks you have, is going to be the same. I'm not judging you based on your business acumen, Jay. I'm judging you on the fact that you're a complete and total fucking idiot. That's what I'm judging you on. I mean, I'm sure you're great at business, and he says his dad, it was just him in a truck, and then he made it fucking this multi-million-dollar empire, fucking, you know, clean, and that's great and that's cool, but it still doesn't excuse the fact that you're a fucking turd. When it, like, at the end of the day, you're a fucking turd.
Right.
And I'm not judging you on your business acumen. The business aspect and the text thing, that's all in your fucking head. And you want me to be like there's never going to be a point where anybody on the show is going to be like, all right, Jay, you're right. We're never going to say that because you're not right. You know what I mean? You can't say nothing. You always have to crack on my appearance because you can't say nothing about the way I run a business. And, you know, well, you pay somebody fucking $1,500 a month to help you do that, apparently. You need a coach.
I will tell you one thing as a fact, and I promise you that he will never bring numbers to this game. Nobody who makes money behaves in the way that he
Exactly.
He doesn't have a house. He doesn't have collateral. He doesn't have any of that stuff that proves to me. Anybody I've ever seen successful is, one, shuts their fucking face.
Right. Two, they're not challenging everybody.
Has some sort of like proof that they make money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, your business could do $2 million a year, and you might make $70,000 a year because you don't know how to run that fucking business.
Case in point, how often do you see Josh Schoaf in any Facebook groups trying to convince anybody of anything?
He doesn't have to.
He doesn't do that.
No, you're 100% right. Those guys that are all over Facebook at $18 a window and drive a 1972 Toyota pickup truck are full of shit. They're full of shit.
My old boss is pretty active on Instagram, but not on any of the Facebook groups. He's constantly skiing. He does a drive-by of his shop. I think there's about 12 trucks. Like, you can just tell that, like, he runs a business that's successful. He doesn't have to tell you. And he's also not in everyone's shipping. Like, if you're running a good business, you don't have to fucking tell everybody that you're running a good business.
Well, people not even that. You don't have time to argue on Facebook about whether or not you have or you're doing.
Look, if you're successful, you have nothing to prove to anybody.
Exactly.
And your measure of success may be different than someone else's measure of success. I don't fucking care. That's what I tell them. I'm like, listen, dude, I don't fucking care. My bills are paid, and I shave my head. My hair's not falling out. I don't look like a fucking medieval wheat field. You know what I'm saying? Like,
plucked chicken.
You know what I mean? I got 3 awesome kids. My old lady's fucking hot. You know what I mean? I have my own house. I mean, what else do you want me to? You know what I mean? What else can you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else. What do you want from me to say to you? Like, are you like not getting fucking hugs or something? Are you not getting any positive affirmation from like anyone around you in your life that you care about?
If he's not getting anything from like at least his dad or his family, especially like if he's taking it to the point, like I knew that his dad like wasn't doing well physically, and I'm not like shitting on anything. Like last time I had talked to him, he had said that. But if your dad's not at least giving you the pat on the back that you deserve,
I can understand. Yeah, and I could totally understand where that would be off-putting, but it's not my or anyone here's.
Being a cunt is not really the greatest thing to be.
Yeah, it's
and like,
just...
in all honesty, like
I told him straight up. I was like, dude, I don't think you're a bad guy. You're just you got a fucking problem, and I don't know what it is, and I can't solve it for you. Like, I don't know why you keep coming to me with these fucking long ass fucking like 14 fucking foot long fucking Facebook messages. Like, if I say something on this podcast, it's 9 times out of 10 it's to elicit a reaction or to fucking react to something that you've said to me. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to put it to bed, then just put it to bed and stop fucking messaging us. You know what I mean? You watch every show.
Yeah, if you're paying $2,000 a month for someone to help you run your business, and like, I mean, dude, come on now. Like, who even does that? That's like insane.
No, it is. It's fucking.
You have to be like running a really bad business, like, to be paying that kind of money. It's aggressive, brother. It's aggressive.
You know, listen, I'm not saying that that's the case or whatever. I'm not saying that I'm like this business wizard or some shit like that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm sure he's got systems and technicians and fucking like embroidered shirts and shit, and that's cool in the gang.
Got the rag technicians.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is I know how to clean windows, and my phone rings all day long. Yeah. So I don't know.
He's got more rags than I do.
Can you imagine the amount of rags he has to have?
Insane.
Each guy's got to be going through 10 a day. So like
that's why he doesn't like us. Is because Squeegee Life towels are not cheap, and they're the best towels. He's like, I can't afford those.
TJ, you don't understand. You don't have manpower. Can you take apart a triple track storm, motherfucker?
No, I don't even know what that is.
I'm
gonna need a fucking blueprint to disassemble that thing, dude.
Right, that's a technician there.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a set of fucking micrometers to fucking get that fucking thing.
Yeah, you ever slammed your penis in a double hung window?
Here's what I can tell you. We had a storm window job at the end of the day, and we have this new kid who's 19 working for us. And he disassembled on his third day triple track storms with no problem after I showed him how to do it on one window.
You called Jay, didn't you?
Huh?
You called Jay, didn't you?
I told the guy there, I'm like, listen, the only reason we got this job done is because of the amount of manpower we have here. And with all this manpower and our mirror technique is how we're going to fucking get it. So. Now,
did he go to a trade school or a technical school to disassemble such a storm window?
He went to I've worked at this company for 3 days and I barely know how to put my belt on, but I could take storm windows out. So, it is not a problem.
Can I ask you a question? Because I don't work with... Wait. Let me ask both of you a question because I don't even know what a storm... I know what a storm window is because you've told me. Yeah. We don't have anything like that here. Now, is a storm window designed for a homeowner to open up for maintenance?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that tells me, does that make every homeowner that owns storm windows a tech?
No, so here's what I have to tell you. In the last 20 years, it went from homeowners who knew how their storm windows open to they're like, can you put the storm window up so I can have the screen down? Because I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's fair. That's fair, but it's not something that's gate kept. Yeah. Like, you got to get a degree to work on it.
Owner how to do it. They're like,
it's not like the fucking disassemble a storm window fucking class is right next to rocket science school. You fucking gotta be fucking kidding me, dude.
You take your two little fingies and go eat, and then you bring it down, and then you go out, and then you take your two little fingies and you push it in.
That sounds pretty fucking technical.
It's not.
Do you know what's really technical? When it's stuck, I take my fists and I punch the motherfucker
right?
And then I pop it out. Yeah. I'm like, what, it corroded? Like the side of my hand. TJ will know this. Like 6x6s that have been painted, the punch you do on either side of the window to get it up. By the end of the day, like the side of your hand is like flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I and again, I honestly, I don't think he's a terrible dude. I just wish you'd just
I don't think he's a bad guy.
Just leave me the fuck alone, man. Like, just leave me alone, dude. I don't want no more fucking messages about your fucking business and like how you've got like fucking 12 fucking guys and 38 trucks and fucking a 40-foot tall forehead and all that. I don't fucking care, dude. I don't fucking care. I just don't give a shit.
Fat head over there?
Looking like Squidward's house, you fucking goofy ass motherfucker.
Dude, competing with me for the largest
No,
forehead?
no, that motherfucker's forehead's way taller than yours.
Well, that's because the hairline goes way further up. But I mean, yeah.
Right. He's like, you can't say nothing about the way because I'm not gonna trash anyone's business except for Perry Tate's. He's the only one.
3 times or twice?
Huh?
Have we had him on twice or 3 times?
I think he's been on 3 times.
Okay.
2 or 3 times.
3 times he's not convinced anybody. And he goes, "Oh, let me tell you.
Well, this is the problem.
To do a job. Like, how many times we gotta listen to that shit?
The issue is this: that he doesn't like the fact that we think calling your employees in window cleaning techs is funny. He doesn't like that, and the fact that when he posted that fucking solar panel fucking Mark fucking went in on him, and he's like, "No, I've got something to prove to you guys."
No,
like, fucking
listen.
Have your business coach call me, dude.
This is the way it started. He put up the picture. I happened to be the first one to notice it. I said, "That's not a solar panel that collects energy and turns it into electricity. That's a water heating system." And then a couple other people said similar. Then it went into him screenshotting a picture of a broken tube on one of those with glass in it. He goes, "You don't know what you're talking about. This is new technology." So I went online and screenshotted that identical system at a farm for making hot water for this guy's fucking massive chicken coop. I go, "No, this technology is 30 years old. Cleaning it is probably not going to make it more efficient. It's not solar panels that collect, it's a water heating system."
Like, just like,
he said 2 false things in there.
Yeah.
He's like, "This is new technology." I clean a ton of houses that heat their pool with the same system, right?
Right.
And then he told me it's a brewery. And then he goes, this brewery is new. Two Roads has been around since 1997. I know this company. I have friends who work for Two Roads as a rep for New England. It's like a New England-based beer rep. I'm like, well, they've been around for 30 years. And also, this is how you heat water, you dumb baguette with an F.
No, dude, the screenshot that I sent, I went on Google and said, solar water heating for industry. And it said breweries, big farms, anything that you want to make a massive amount of hot water.
They got them on top of the barns here for fucking for chicken water.
Spell library if you can't tell them to shut the fuck up.
Library.
Liberry.
Library.
Doesn't know what the library is called. He is. I'm like. I want to. So the rest of this podcast, no more of this guy. He's a baguette with an F. I can't stand him, and who fucking cares? He's stupid as shit.
Well, now let's just clear something, because I've spent time with you, more time with you, in the person than with him. Okay, and he says you're the soft one. That he could, dude. I've been with the both of you. It wouldn't last 10 seconds.
I know.
Is his left hand that he sits on every weekend. Like, I'm just saying, like, my dude hasn't seen pussy since like 2006.
That fucking 40-year-old virgin poster. Mark made a 40-year-old virgin poster and put fucking homeboy's face on dude's head, and I about pissed myself laughing. It was so fucking funny.
Chris Griffin over here, man. I'm like 40 fucking years old.
I'm here as long as he's got Stewie with him.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just when Seth and I actually spoke yesterday, we had some business conversations, believe it or not. I mean, no coach involved, but anyways, I just like, dude, bro. I was just like, we need to just nip this in the bud.
For sure. Like, I'm tired of this motherfucker.
Just like, have me on the show. Why?
Here. I said, dude, we put it to a vote. Why? And you're not coming on the podcast.
I'm good, dude. Because we're going to... This is why I don't want him on, because we're going to schedule a day and Mark's not going to show up again, and I'm going to be stuck talking to fucking Stewart.
No, if he comes on, which I don't give a shit one way or another.
He looks like an Amish dude without a hat on. You know what I mean? I'll start calling you Yoder.
Like Chris Griffin.
Jebediah Camaro.
Jebediah Camaro. Like, listen, like I said, and I told him this. You know, like I'm stoked that you're doing well and your business is growing. I'm happy. Believe it or not, I am happy for you. I wish Jay Camaro nothing but the biggest success in life. However, I do not care about you or what you're doing. Go fuck your entire self, because I don't care.
I wish nothing but the worst for him.
I see.
Possible bad thing that can happen to him happens. I truly mean this, Jay Camaro. After this rant, I hope nothing but horrible things happen to you. And that it just goes wrong for you, because nobody deserves it more than you do.
I will say this. I do find it strange that he picks the one most unhinged fucking dude that lives the closest to him to call, be like, he's fucking soft, and he is just like, bro, dude, I don't think you... Seth is angry, dude. You guys don't know how angry Seth is, because you don't deal with Seth on a one-on-one personal basis. Seth has anger in there somewhere, and I can assure you, you don't want to see it. I can assure you.
Either, but I don't seek his advice. I seek vengeance.
It's just fucking so ridiculous, man. Like, and on top, the thing that really should hit home for everyone is it's a pointless conversation.
Yeah,
really,
it is.
To be honest with you, it's more about vanity than it is anything else, and he's just really vain in that regard. It's just like, why do you care what I care about any of the things that you're doing? You shouldn't care. You know what I mean? It shouldn't even register with you. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit what I think? You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, no matter what I think or anyone else thinks of you, you're going to do what you're going to do and be successful in spite of that. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You know?
I mean,
so
you build a nice business, by all means, enjoy it. I don't need to hear about it. I don't need to compare to it.
Yep.
Don't give a shit.
I don't care. I don't care. Good for you, man. You know what I mean? Your house is bigger than mine. Your fucking... everything that you do is way better than me, and I'm okay with it. You know, I'm here for it, man. Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
Oh. Did anyone have any good things happen this week other than dead hair talking to people?
Thatch head. No.
Okay, before pictures. I hear you, brother. I feel like this year's going to be a good year. I don't know about everyone else's circumstances, but I feel like the phone has rang more than it has in the past 3 years. I feel like it's really picked up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, 2020 was weird. 2021 was weird. And then I felt like things kind of leveled out for 2022 and 2023. But I feel like this year has been, like, significantly noticeable for a lot of people that I've talked to, that the phone is, like, people are spending, which is good.
My company goes through very definitive... I don't even know how to explain it, but okay, here's a for instance. In 2008, yeah, well, not so much ups and downs, okay, but trends, okay? So, like in 2007 and 2006, I had a lot of banks, okay? Like monthly banks or quarterly banks, like two nice bank chains. I know TJ does some banks. I lost them all in 2008. And then all of a sudden, and all my car dealerships went from, if they were weekly, they went to twice a month. If they were once a month, they went to every other month. And that kind of leveled out and came back to a certain extent. And now all of a sudden, like this week, I picked up 2 medical buildings that are going to go monthly on the entrance, quarterly on the, there's only 2 stories, quarterly on the 2nd floor. I now do 2 hospitals every single month, all the entranceways, and twice a year the entire facilities for tenant healthcare. And believe it or not, they turned into really good accounts. And then like I won't do any glass restoration for a month or 2. Now keeping in mind I don't advertise, it's just word of mouth. I won't do any glass restoration for a month or 2, and then all of a sudden, boom, I got 5 jobs that are significant on the board. And then same thing with pressure washing. Like, I won't take the trailer out for a month.
Well, just so you guys know, and Jay knows, I just booked a fucking $600 job while on this podcast. Eat my entire asshole.
Ohio doesn't have big houses like he does, TJ.
No,
you lying?
No, not me.
No idea what a New England house looks like. I mean, how could you? You only live about 6 hours away.
Yeah.
It's impossible for you to have storm windows in the north where you live.
Dude, everybody that's ever come to visit me, which is a handful of people in the window cleaning industry, one of the first things out of their mouth is, we want to go down, we want to see the island, we want to see Mar-a-Lago. And I'm like, well, most of the houses you can't see them because they're set back with high walls and everything. But I go, okay, like Curtis came down and he's like, dude, we don't have any. That's a $150 million home right there, 70,000 square foot. I don't clean them. I do a couple here and there. You know what I'm saying? That market is fucking flooded.
I literally have 3 open weekdays in fucking May right now, and fucking 6 in June. Like, what? I'm gonna fucking kill myself. What I need to do is hire 42 dudes and 17 trucks. What I need manpower. I need manpower.
Let's go down the line and get dudes off.
Dude, I don't know what it is, but I gotta say, it's, you know, I mean, it's a combination of last year I didn't have, my Google listing was jacked up for the beginning of last year. You know what I mean? Right at the height of busy season, I had a fucking big to do with fucking Google. You know, for 3 months it felt like. And it might have been longer, wasn't it? It might have been longer. It might have took me 4 months.
You fought with that for a while.
Yes,
you didn't really have that go until like almost, I want to say the fall, really.
It was just before, like late July, early August, somewhere around in there. And I just finally, of course, you know, I said fuck it and just started a new Google page, a new Google listing and everything. And, you know, that may have something to do with the more calls, but this is the busiest, I think, the spring I've ever had doing windows.
Here's the trend that I've seen, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I have seen, especially in residential, it used to be, I feel like Google has turned into the new Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
Where it was kind of the only way you could market.
Mm-hmm.
Because mailers were big for a while.
Mm-hmm.
They fell off. You can still make some money off, like, we run, like, coupons like this. Like, we do this, the shit you get, like, for, like, free oil changes and shit like that. Yeah. They're like 3 cents a fucking piece in the mail. So it's like, it's not a big investment for me, but I send it to areas where I want more work. Google has become Yellow Pages, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it probably has.
What Yellow Pages in 03, 04 used to be like is what it is now. And I feel like everyone just goes window cleaning and just goes on the internet and looks. And if you're, like, even in the top 3, you're getting a phone call.
Yeah.
And I think for TJ, I think that's what's happening for him.
How many of those are tire kickers, though?
I mean, I gotta say, I'm probably around 70%, 65, 70% on closing any of these leads that I've gotten. I mean, I'm not 100% in it or anything like that. There's some people that are like, oh, that's a little high, and this guy is going to do it.
Get that for sure. Well, you get people who also have no idea what stuff costs.
Yeah.
They're calling you. And then you get the people who, like, I've had my windows cleaned, I have an idea. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, my conversion rate's, I think, a little bit lower than TJ's. I'd say mine's more like 55, 60%, but I'm also not paying anything for those leads. They're free.
Right. That's the same.
They're called my website. So it's all free work at the end of the day. I think last month I had 47 calls from Google and I think I closed like 24 of them.
My website is a cheap $20 a fucking month website too. Like I know dudes that got like shit tons of money invested in their website. You know what I mean? And I don't sell anything off of there. It's just like a placeholder. You know, it tells what I do. It has a gallery on it. You know, it's got my hours. Huh?
Do you have like a Wix one?
No, I got a Square. It's Squarespace.
Like, no joke.
Oh
Really?
yeah. I mean, that's like similar to like Wix or any of that stuff. But I mean, dude, all you have to do is see what you do, be able to get a hold of you, and like see your reviews and maybe some work.
Yeah,
it's not like
the thing that I've been like really, I've been really adamant about taking care of is. And making sure that I'm doing it is like I'm stay as active as possible on my Google listing, uploading pictures and, you know, making sure that any reviews get replied to and, you know what I mean? Shit like that. You got to be really diligent with that. You know what I mean? To keep, I really feel like that has a good effect. I mean, I could be paying somebody a shitload of money for that advice, but I just like ask a friend.
Common sense shit though. I mean,
really. But you know, you could just ask a friend. Ask someone who's a little more successful than you are, or doing it on a bigger scale, or does the same kind of work you do. You know what I mean? That you know.
I don't prefer advice from someone who is in the service industry but not the same business as me to give me advice. Like one of the guys that I've gotten close with owns a HVAC company here. He's probably 61 years old. He's a funny fuck. Loves to drink. And he's just like a crazy person. But if you catch him before he's had a few drinks, he has about 15 trucks, and he does really well for himself. He's quiet about it. But, like, he is a wealth of information because he's been doing it for 40 years. I fucked up for 15 years out of the 40 years. And he's like, here's what I can tell you not to do.
Right.
And so his advice is usually like, don't do what I did. He's never like, you have to do it this way. He's like,
don't do this. Yeah, don't do this. Don't do that.
I've honestly found it to be super helpful and like.
That's usually the best advice that you're gonna. You know, it's solid when you're getting advice that way. You know what I mean? Like this is where I fucked up, or you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
You know,
he makes you
what you want to watch is not do this. You know what I mean? That's the kind of shit you want to hear. Not you know, I'm growing a scalable business and fucking my wiener's fucking longer than yours and all that stuff.
What does scalable business mean anyway? Shouldn't every business be scalable in some like if it's a viable business? Shouldn't you be able to add more people if you wanted to? You know, like it should be a want, like, you know, and not like a necessity.
Hopefully Jacob got a new iPhone today. Hopefully he'll learn how to use the fucking thing when shooting video. Like, it does zoom out, you fucking goofball.
Well, anyways, past that gut, son. So it's
I get it past mine, dude. It works perfect. So he's got no excuse. He's got no excuse. I think my belly's bigger than Jacob's, so he's got no excuse.
Oh, I saw earlier when Jacob said he doesn't understand why you have storm windows. Well, windows here. I want to say 1950s were single pane windows.
Yeah.
So single pane windows have no thermal regulation. Right. So you added storm windows to add an air gap barrier so that your house didn't freeze. And that's why storm windows were popular here.
But they're not sealed, so you have to clean in between them. Whereas
all it is another two more pieces of single pane glass over top two pieces of single pane glass,
exactly.
with a fucking screen. And there's a gap full of bullshit in between. And you need a fucking degree from MIT to take them apart.
Actually, I might be wrong on the 50s. It's probably more like the late 20s. People used to build wooden ones in the early 1900s, and those heavy ass bitches that hang on the hooks.
No, I'm good on those. I've got a couple of island houses that still have those, and I'm just like, man, listen, I'm not doing that. I told the dude straight up, I'm like, you want those done, you're gonna have to take them down. He's like, what? I was like, I'm not taking those down. I ain't doing that.
That was my guy, Craig. We go to this house, and we're like looking at on the estimate, it's all those windows. He's like, the only way I'm doing this is with my shirt off if we come here, and you have to tell me I look good. The guy started fucking dying laughing. Because I was like, are going to sweat our asses off trying to take off 20. So Craig's like,
don't you find that is the best way to close a job is disarm them with humor? You know what I mean? Like, dude, this lady, I set her price. This is a medium size home for what I typically do. It's what I mean. It's got some windows in it, but it's not crazy. So it's like a 400 and I think I quoted like 465 inside and out. Most people are like, yeah, that's a lot of money, but it warrants it. There's a lot of glass. And, we kind of went back and forth, and then she, got quiet, and then she sent me this message that said, I can't decide. I like them both, the dress and the pantsuit. I don't know which one to pick. And I sent her back a message. I think that whatever you pick is going to look great.
So she texted the wrong person?
Yeah, texted the wrong person. And she messaged me back. She's like, is this the window cleaner? And I was like, yeah. She goes, I'm so sorry. She goes, me and my friend are laughing our asses off. She goes, it was so funny. I was like, well, hey. But she's like, when do you think we can schedule? Boom. Just like that. That dry 3-4 days. And then she sends me that message. And then I close the job. It just, know. That goes a long way. I honestly, I wonder if maybe that might be some of these dudes that have a business coach. I wonder if I wouldn't say all of them, but I wonder if there's a percentage of them that just aren't people persons. And they have a hard time selling themselves, so they need someone to teach them how to do that.
Dude,
maybe that's.
I've never been to any of these coaches.
I haven't either. And someone that I super respect, suppose from what this is what Jay said, that Josh Schoaf and him are on the same program, or I don't know, but and I really respect Josh. You know what I mean? I'm not
if you speak with confidence, you're gonna sell it.
Well, it's if you're not confident in yourself at all, you're gonna have struggle with just about everything in life. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Confidence is key in a lot of situations. You know what I mean?
I think some of the best sales techniques I ever learned was because I waited tables and bartended for a long time. And you learn, I think my best skill, honestly, over window cleaning, over managing, over anything, is identifying what that person's needs are within about 30 seconds. Do they want to talk? Do they want this? Do they want to be heard? Do they just want to be sold and me out of there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's kind of making that. Sometimes you guess wrong, but I'd say 75 to 80% of the time, I'm guessing what your needs are. Do you want to talk about this? Do you want?
Right. Yeah. I approach it like this, and this has only changed over the last couple of years because I was talking. I say, what do you expect out of your window cleaning company, whether it's me or anyone else? What is it that you expect? Is it promptness? Is it perfection every single time? Is it, can I jump through a hoop and show up tomorrow? What is it that you want? Is it punctuality? And then you can, once you address what they want, because everybody's going to want something different. So I just want it to look better. You know what I'm saying? Or, the last guy, he took too long to do the job. Well, I'm looking at this and I'm telling you we could probably be here for 5 hours with 2 guys. Does that work for you? Well, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Interview them the way they're interviewing you, and they'll respect that. I told you I picked up that huge house
because of your interactions with the lady.
I picked that huge house that I didn't really want it, and I said, I have to ask you because the windows are clean. So if you're looking to save price, I don't know if I'm right for you. However, why are you looking to make a change? And she told me, she says, because the last guy would be here 1.5 to 2 days with a helper. And we kind of think, and the work is pretty good. And I go, okay. And I looked at her and I said, we show up here at 8 a.m. 3 of us, we're going to be out of here shortly after lunch. And she told me no. And I go, I'm pretty confident on that. I go, but as I said to you before, someone that doesn't count windows and prices it by an hourly rate, which also lines up with how many windows there are and how efficient you are at cleaning them. I knew there was a bigger budget than what I asked, and I actually charged her less, and she was like, I can't believe that what you guys put. I go, well, we do office buildings sometimes. I go, so no offense, it's a smaller project for us. Are you happy? Yeah, everything is great.
Yeah.
And that's what sells it, you know.
I mean, I took you guys around and showed you some of the big shit I do alone. I mean, you worked on one job with me, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do that by myself inside of like 3 days, 4 days. I can do that. And
Sure,
now
Right.
with the skid mark, I've been doing it in 3 days easy. Like, and I'm not even talking like working late. I'm just like that skid mark, dude. Shit, boy.
it makes a big difference. And
Shit, boy.
I would say what TJ does. I've never got to work with TJ. I think it would be fun at some point, somewhere down the line, we work together, like
Yeah.
either a day or two. But I can
Yeah.
tell just by your movements and stuff, you're a very efficient window cleaner. You might not be like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to move fast to be fast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you got to be like.
I mean, you could see that in my videos. You could see that in my technique watching my videos. Like my it's not to look fancy. People are like, why do you use the pole when you don't really need? Listen, if I stick that washer on the end of that pole and wet these I'm gonna be able to wet these windows down with like both hands instead of one, and.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be like shit ass tired. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see me doing it, it's because it's easier. That's it, and that's all. That's it, and that's all.
80% all day, then 100 down to 40. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm
dude.
saying?
Yeah, dude. And I'm not like you know, because I'm fucking lazy. It's just because I got a lot of shit to do, and I do it by myself. I'm not going to be up and down a fucking A-frame ladder 45 fucking times on a storefront. I'm going to use a fucking pole. Why'd you use a pole there? Because I fucking felt like it, dickhead.
Right.
You
Because
know
I can do a pole
yeah.
better than you can do ladder work. That's
Yes. And I'm, you know what I mean?
You
want to be the professional window cleaner in a fucking in a strip mall on an A-frame ladder. Then by all means, do what you need to do, Playboy. You know what I mean? If that's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to use a fucking a pole and get it done because I'm not a retard. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just faster. It's just faster. You know what I mean? I do things the way I do them because it's faster, it's more efficient, it's less wear and tear. That's it. That's all. Maybe I would be 10 pounds lighter if I used a ladder all the time on storefronts. I don't know.
Shoulder damage, you'd have other fucking problems.
That is what I've already got. Shoulder damage. You know what I'm saying?
The water pit pole is starting to a number on me. I got to be honest. It's starting to get like because I favor one side when I water pit pole. I don't know why. Like, you ever catch yourself that you like are tilted when you water pit pole? I'm never here. I'm lefty. I always I'm like instead of here, I'm like just a slight turn.
I don't do that. No.
Slight, it's like
I'm always working below my waist though,
because I feel like the sun's always in my eyes. So I turn my head just.
You do that with your beers and shit too.
Yeah,
I just think you're fucking weird, dude.
Just turned a little bit.
Keep doing that. Keep doing that right there. Keep doing that. I hope Jacob's watching.
Jacob's probably rubbing it.
If Jacob has time to do this, get out of the fucking book fair and get on the fucking podcast. What are we screen capture Jacob for? I mean, we can't screen capture.
I've never noticed. I mean, maybe I do. I'll have to pay attention.
I feel like I favor a side. I don't know why. Like,
I switch arms so much. I'm like right and left all the time, dude. Like, yeah.
And so when I squeegee and stuff, I'm lefty and righty. Like, I use both hands. For some reason, water fed pole, I feel like I tilt. Like I'm just off kilter.
I'll have to pay attention. I don't think that I do.
Because I
might, but I don't think that I do.
My left side never hurts. My right side does. Like my lower back and my neck. And I'm like, I gotta get better posture when I'm doing this. Yeah. Like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm not doing it right. Like I gotta figure this fucking thing out.
I'm gonna say something, man. Like I've gone. I don't know when all the Sorbo drama started with me, like not using it, like last fall. Yeah, last fall. I say like last October to now. Alls I've used is the Ep.311 Ledge Easy handle and an 18-inch or 14-inch brass Ep.311 channel in it. And that maker rubber, and I don't even fucking miss a Sorbo channel. Really, I don't even fucking miss it. Yeah, I actually prefer the brass over the Sorbo channel, even commercially, to be quite honest. I don't even use the super channel anymore. I stopped using my Unger Ninja handles all together. I don't even like. I got 2 of them. Still got the fucking stickers on them. I've not even touched them since, which is crazy.
Man, well, I think
that
especially
Ledge Easy handle, it's a solid bitch. And whatever they did something to where now that little foam part that they put on it ain't been falling off.
Dude,
so
it's been driving me crazy. It always falls off. I just rip it off and use the plastic handle.
Well, the last one that I got, I've not had one problem with it slipping. They must have done something, changed something.
I honestly feel like I have to hot glue mine together, but I also haven't bought one in like 6 months, so
maybe you ought to buy another. Maybe I don't know.
I already did an order the other day for the new kid, all on your channel.
But do you keep it wet in your bucket?
No, it doesn't go in the bucket. I got that like deck system that I throw it in, so it doesn't. Sit in the bucket anymore.
Fancy guy with a deck system. I don't want. I'm not Seth Byers, Jay Camaro.
Dude, my shit grows mold type shit in the water.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. I gotta be honest. I bought that deck system. I thought it was gonna be this stupid piece of shit. I fucking love that thing.
I rock that rectangular bucket with a fucking lid on it, and that's when I'm done, I dump out my silencer and fucking toss my tools in the water and just let them sit until the next day.
At the end of the week, I flush my bucket out and let my shit sit in clean water all weekend. That's it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, it really, like...
I mean, it just makes your brass not as shiny anymore, but...
Yeah,
it's like that little, like... But honestly, you can hit it with a piece of steel wool for 5 seconds if you wanted it to shine up.
Yeah, I don't care.
I used to get anal and do that all the time. I don't give a shit now.
Yeah, I don't care.
I got OCD. Every weekend, it's like Saturday morning, I get up, I pull everything out of my truck, I put everything back in my truck, I wash my truck. I don't know why, I like... It makes... For me, I will panic all week and be like, Monday, I'm not set up, I don't have everything, like...
Nah, dude. You know when I start worrying about shit like fucking a couple hours before bed on Sunday night, like, fuck, man, I forgot to do this. You know what I mean? Like, damn, tomorrow morning's gonna suck, dude. You know what I mean? Like, Friday or Saturday afternoon, like, I usually work half a day on Saturday, and that's it, man. When that fucking last fucking window's done, I don't even really care. I just fucking throw shit in the back of my...
You're like, got him.
Got him. Throw that shit like fucking Kobe. That's it for me, man. I shut it down. Like, I don't care, dude. You guys seen the back of my truck.
If my tank's not filled, if the battery's not charged, if everything has been put away, all the strip washers have been washed, I've changed all the rubbers.
I
literally panic on Sunday at like 1 in the afternoon. And
Not me. I like to get a Monday surprise. We should have that rubber last.
I have to do a full.
That is giving me a heart attack.
And I actually need to figure out like my skids in the back of the truck. I just put it in. I told you guys last week I wasn't gonna do it because it was gonna snow if I did it. But I did put it in there, and we got like fucking next week we got 2 lows of like 34. Imagine that. But anyways, I've got floaties in my fucking water, man. I noticed it today.
The fuck are floaties?
Like shit floating in my water. Coming out of the machine. Like, I don't know.
Just drain the tank, man. Just drain.
I'm wondering if maybe something
you might
grew
have
in
some
there.
growth in the tank or something.
Yeah.
What, you got Christmas bells over here, Doug?
So I think I'm gonna I'm gonna have to do I'm changing the resin and I'm changing. I gotta change all the filters and shit. Like, I've got those new, what are they, Axion RO membranes. That's what WCR is using in all their equipment now.
They're good membranes, low pressure.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something, Mark. How long ago did you give me that skid?
It's what, 3 years now?
I've never changed the resin.
Really?
I've never.
No, I just did mine in one weekend.
Perfect.
I have 2 big tanks that I took in for exchange, and then
Seth, you want to know a secret? I've never changed mine either.
I have.
Pure water through. What could possibly?
I'm running pure water through an RO through DI resin. You know what I mean? It's like double pure.
In my opinion, yeah.
I mean,
I checked mine, and it was like 16. I'm like, it's time to change it out. Then I checked my tanks at home, and they were high, so I changed those out, and then WCR had like that 20% sale on resin. I bought a big ass 5-gallon bucket of it, however much that is. And then I did 2 hydrocarts my skid, and then obviously the ones at my house are exchange. So I did them all in one weekend. I was like, when I was done, I was like, and the one thing I don't like about that resin is when you change it, no matter what, you wear it all fucking day. No matter how careful you are with the funnel. Yeah, I'm sticking the fucking shit in there.
You ever spill a little on the shop floor and like you might die?
Dude, you will eat shit.
Yeah. You're like, oh.
I've not had that experience with either.
Dude,
I got like
story.
a big stainless steel spoon that I stick in there, and I fucking.
You fucking ladle it.
I ladle that shit in there, dude.
Dude, before I had all the systems that I have now, I had those big DI tanks. They're like 4.5 foot tall.
The Mario pure water system.
It's 2 tanks.
Yeah, Mario drags those big fuckers around.
Right. That's what I still have those. So we're doing an initial cleaning on a house, and it wasn't a construction clean. It was just knock the dirt down because the homeowner's coming. You don't have to scrape anything. They were building a pool and everything else. So we tote that shit through the dirt onto the back patio by the pool, and dude, we're just working our way around the house. I had this kid Conrad working for me. Now you know how I have the banjo fittings on them that have the ears that you flip it down. It's a latch.
Yeah. I know what a banjo clamp is. Mark.
Yes. So what we do is turn the water off and then drain the tanks down just by opening the valve. Well, Conrad decided that instead of turning the water off, he was just going to unplug the feed line. Right? Well, those tanks hold pressure. When the valve's off, dude, I walk up, I'm like, as I'm going, no, put both ears down at the same time. And I see this crimson mist of resin. It flew 50 feet in the air. It covered all these Mexicans on the pool deck eating their lunch.
Oh,
it was slipping and sliding. It dumped half the resin out of one of the 2 tanks. And I'm like, oh my God. And the guy's like, what is this? What is it? It doesn't come off. I'm like, yeah, you'll be wearing that. Man.
I haven't fucking, like my hydro cart, I've not run that fucking thing in years, man. Yeah. Ever since I got that fucking skid, that fucker just chills. I mean, I have it.
It's good.
You know what I mean? It's there. You know what I mean? It's nice to have as a backup if need be. But I have 2 zero pure systems too. I mean, I literally need nothing the rest of my life.
Right.
At least the rest of my window cleaning life, anyway.
Right.
So.
Well.
But I'm gonna be doing a video on that, a full filter change and all that good shit.
Well, you know what
I don't know why.
I know how long mine lasts because I've changed it several times.
Mine probably could have been changed by now, but I've got no indications to.
Well, you'll see when you pull it out. I have the dates on when I changed it. And that's what I do is I'll take a Sharpie and write on the cartridge the date, and then I'll
write on the oil filter too. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I wrote on my oil filter.
You seem like that kind of guy.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I took it out last year and pulled the cap off it, and the fucking shit's still gold. And I'm just like, and it's still reading, fucking all zeros. So I'm like, I'm not messing with it, but I'm gonna do a full change on it this year. Just change everything.
Yeah.
Flush everything out.
Yep. Yeah, make sure the tank is clean. If you have growth in the tank, that's got to go. Yeah. Even if you got to just put a cup of bleach and fill it with water and let it sit overnight, then make sure, obviously, you drain it down as low as you can, and then just run water through it a few times till you get all the bleach out of there.
Yeah.
I've never had growth in any of my tanks, and we have that common here in Florida because of the sun, but I use it so much, it doesn't have a chance. My pressure cleaning tank will grow shit. I'll just dump a cup of bleach in there and then put the cap back on the next day. It's all gone, Yeah. As a matter of fact, I called Sacco on that. I'm like, dude, I got a problem here. He's like, what? I go, that filter screen that's in line on the pressure washer on the suction side? He's like, yeah. I go, mine's completely clogged up with fucking slime. And he's like, dude, just drain the tank down, put a cup of bleach in there, fill it up with 50 gallons, and then put that cartridge back in and let it clean. I rinsed it out. It was starving the machine. So now either I drain my tank down all the way at the end of the job, or every now and again I'll throw a cup of bleach from the tank in there just to keep it the growth down.
Yeah. It's a good way to do it, man. I can't wait when are you gonna start building skids with your son?
JT comes home the first week in May. So we're already getting ready to order a bunch of shit. And
you're making skids?
I'm going to have JT make them. I'm going to do the engineer, you know, the technical part of it, and he'll do the physical welding on them. But we're going to build one prototype. It's going to be 100% aluminum. The tanks, the frame, all TIG welded aluminum, and it's going to be. You're going to look at it and go, "Where's the filters?" Put it that way, because I got a couple cool designs. It's not going to look like anything else that's out there right now. So we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, and you know what? What's the worst that happens? I put it in one of the trucks and use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, put me down as one of the first ones who wants one, because I want one. So
I know you'd be interested in one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I got to get. There's some software for tank building that you can. It'll tell you how many gallons it's going to hold. Because I'm thinking I want to bump up to 60. You know, there's nothing available at 60, and sometimes that last 10 gallons, at least where I work, would have made my day. You know what I'm saying? I'm like not watching the tank, the tank. You know, like on all of our skids where you put the inlet, you can't get every drop of water out of that tank.
Right. The last 5 gallons you can't really get. You can kind of get it.
Yeah.
I just park on a hill when I need the last 5 gallons. So.
Yeah.
You probably should have ran I don't know. My cousin looked at it, and several times he's made. I'll have to ask him what he was saying, but there was something that he said.
Yes,
there was something that he said, like what he should have done is this, and I'm just like, well, I'll let him know.
No, look, the bulkhead, which is the fitting that feeds the pumps, sits this high off the bottom of the tank. That's where that 5 gallons sits. It's threaded on the inside. If you can get your arm in there. You get a half-inch male adapter and a 90 and point it towards the bottom of the tank, you'll get 80% of the rest of that water out.
Right.
But honestly, if you had a 50-gallon, like for me, if you had a 50-gallon with a 3-stage thing in it, what does it really matter? To me, what would be cool, I mean, obviously I'm just spitballing here, is like having like the same reel you have to like pull your lines to fill would be awesome too. You know what I mean? Like, if you had it vertically this way, you could just hook up to a house.
Yeah.
And like, if I didn't have to sit at home and fill my tank before I went out, to be able to fill on the go would be nice. I
think the next generation is going to all have at least one 40-inch membrane or 2. You know, or depending on how they lay out, 4 20-inch membranes. You know what I'm saying? This whole being at home shit. You know, takes time away from being at work.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it would be nice to be able to not have to sweat it. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I've spoke several times and I've got my shit taken apart. I'm actually going to take the filters from my Max and put it in the old X2, the one I'm taking the tubes off of. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with them. You know what I mean? I just wanted me to, you know, try them out and see what I thought of them and shit. And I'm like, well, fuck yeah. So I'm going to change them out. And I don't know. I think I'm going to mount, like I said, I'm going to mount them underneath my toolbox.
There you go. Right.
You know, actually, like, I'm going to just make it so where I can take them off. You know what I mean? Just put a couple holes and clamps, fucking a bracket, no big deal.
Yep.
So that's what I'm
doing with my tank is
just to have that option. You know what I'm saying? Just so if you know, I rarely run across a situation. 9 times out of 10 when I have to go back to fill or I need to fill up, it's like big shit, like the home or you know one of the big jobs that I do. You know what I mean? I've got to make a couple of trips back and forth, which is also nice because then I get to hang out for a little bit. But it would be you know a little like rest time, laugh at TikToks kind of deal. But it'd be nice to not have to leave sometimes. You know, it would save some time. I could be even more efficient than I am now. So,
I'd almost be curious too, like if you could have like a 20-volt, like a dual battery system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like where you can get extra life out of it. I mean, not that I really need more than I think I can probably get 6 or 7 hours of runtime out of the battery I have.
Well, don't you have like a charger in your truck?
So I used to have, and I had it in the van. I don't have it in the truck that I have now.
Well, the extension cord from the battery with the fuse on it actually, as crazy as it sounds. As crazy as it sounds, it works perfectly.
Yeah, mine's at 13.1 all the time.
Mark's idea. It works perfect.
I'd love to do it to mine. I'd probably have to pick Mark's brain about it.
Dude, it's literally. I literally went to fucking Lowe's and bought a nice black extension cord. Stripped the fucking shit off it, just like Mark said. Put the shit on the terminals of the battery. I got a fuse in line and fucking ran it down the rail of my frame. Yep. Zip tied it. And then fucking poked. There's a hole in the bed of on almost every truck. There's a hole in the bed right in the corner right there. I just fucking fed it out right there. Got alligator clamps.
Yeah. See, I put.
Dude, it literally costs like the most expensive thing was the extension cord.
Yeah.
and
it looks like a brake line.
Cord, it's not a rig. The reason you use the extension cord because you get nice sheathed wire. You buy
all the wires are sheathed.
You put
the inside and
underneath the bed too. It's like stuff could pop up, and you know what I mean. Like having it protected is
but like
it's completely invisible. You don't even know what's there unless you're looking for it.
Yeah.
It's
the only issue I've had with mine is I put ring terminals and go right to the battery and screw it down. Mm-hmm. I've tried cigarette lighter plugs; they fail out in the weather, no matter what. Mm-hmm. And then, I bought these insulated plugs.
So mine are soldered together, just clamps right off. So they're just sitting there live all the time, baby.
Right. Well, TJ has a better battery than me and you, Seth. That battery TJ has is almost $400.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, it's not $400 anymore. It's fucking closer to $600 now.
Yeah.
Because I went and priced one the other day, and I'm like, damn. Yeah. But I tell you what, that thing weighs a metric fuck ton. That battery, and it's only this big.
Right. Well, TJ has
battery's heavy.
The thing is, you have more amp hours than we do. Way more, and I regretted. Because I've had mine go down before I hooked it to the truck. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, I'm like, where's my fucking water? I turn on the gauge. It's like 8.2 volts. The pump is struggling, getting hot. It's amping out.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I'm going to wait till this battery shits to bed, and then I'm going to get the one that I got for TJ. Yeah. It is literally twice the price, but...
Well, you didn't get it for me. You didn't get it for me. You got it for me. You got it for yourself.
Yeah. But that battery's over 5 years old, and it still works.
Still kicking ass.
Snow.
And I don't keep the trickle charger on it all the time, like in the winter. Like this winter, I didn't even hook it up because I didn't have power at the shop, and because they just now put the meters and shit in. They just now wired the building, but it just, and I'll tell you this, I put it away. Charged at like 12 volts, something like that. I fucking slid it in the back of the truck and turned it on. It was fucking 12-1 as soon as I turned it on, and it sat all fucking winter.
The AGM batteries will hold.
It holds a charge.
Milliamps over time, whereas a lead acid, we'd have put 5 lead. You could buy a $60 tractor battery from Home Depot for a lawnmower. Mm-hmm. That'll fit right into the same size, but you won't get. They have a 6-month warranty on those, and you'll be lucky to get 6 months out of it.
For sure.
Yeah. Awesome battery.
You get what you pay for.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I think I got the best. Honestly, I got the best version of Mark's skid.
Well, Jason's got a huge.
Yeah, Jason's shit's gay. Jason's shit's gay.
He's got a real expensive battery too.
What I'm trying to say is, I have the best version of the skid mark. It's all I'm trying. I have the original, so everybody can eat a dick.
The triple OG.
That's the triple OG.
Shit off of that TJ boy.
What's that?
I said you essentially almost got yours for free.
Yeah, baby. I did technically.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically. I think you got it. I mean, you had to put some work in.
I had some sweat. I had some sweat equity into it. You know what I mean? Yep. But I was like, hey, what? I was like, you know what, Seth, just send that money to Mark. And then Mark sends me a message. That's fucked up.
That was honestly the best investment I've ever done. That skid mark has made me so much fucking money.
Yeah, I will forever be grateful for that thing. That thing has made me a lot of money.
Well, like I'll have a house that I'm doing like trad, and then I'll be like, oh, these two windows are kind of a pain in the ass. I'll want to
I'm gonna be honest.
like,
I'll be honest with everyone and say this: the reason why I think mine, I only use my shit on uppers. I'm totally honest with you guys. I don't. I was using it on whole houses, but then I was like, you know what? It's just easier for me to just knock the top out with the water fed pole, get her a good scrub. You know what I mean? Wash everything down good, roll everything up, fucking let it drip dry, and fucking come back and do the bottom floor by hand. I get more done that way.
Well, also I think sometimes too, what helps too is like you're giving it time to dry too. So like when you leave, because my least, I mean, I know you do a lot of the same customers. Like
they're always questioning.
Yeah, is that gonna look good when you leave?
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah.
I get that a lot.
No, I told one lady, she was talking to me, she's like, was it going to look good? I'm like, no, I enjoy wasting my time doing
that. I'm going to make your house look like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was hoping it looked like crap when I'm done, and so that you would ask me if it's going to look good when we're done with it.
I'll be honest with you, man. I've not really had very many complaints about the water fed pole in the last like 3 or 4 years. Like people are, I think, kind of wise enough.
They're more attuned to it now.
Attuned to it now. You know what I mean? Before I used to go round and round with people about it. You know what I mean? It's just like, jeez.
Nicholas Craig says that's what his backpack. I never got that backpack thing.
Seth's got one.
It didn't work, and then they never gave me a new one. I sent it back to them. I never got refunded or got a new one.
From who?
You know, I mean, well,
WCRs did that? Man, WCRs, I'm telling, dude.
WCRs hooked me up many, many times. This is why I'm not saying anything, but I'm like, I got a backpack that was default, like never worked even on day one, sent it back, and I think we slipped through the cracks, and then I forgot about it. And
I bet you Jersey had something to do with that. He's probably playing fucking Fortnite instead of taking care of the return.
Dude, one time I bought a back.
I worked it through, so that's why I'm not. Listen, I bought me so many times.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, we're not tripping.
I bought one of those solo backpack sprayers to do Roundup around my yard, right? And so I'm like, fuck that little pump up shit. I'm getting the backpack, right? So I had my neighbor. That was a long guy. He goes, let me get you the commercial one. It's much better. So I pay like $300 for this fucking thing. I'm not lying to you, dude. I get halfway done with my yard and the straps are just digging into me. And I'm like, fuck, my back is now wet because it's. I'm like, fuck this. So I put it on my pressure cleaning trailer. And we decide we're going to make it a chlorine sprayer, right? Well, one of the guys didn't have he threaded the cap on.
Well, that's dipshit. That's dipshit 101 right there.
Back was on fire.
Jesus.
Like, this is done. That backpack thing, I don't get it.
I would never use a backpack sprayer to fucking spray bleach anyways.
No.
Why would you do that?
Cleaning. I mean, for window cleaning.
So I can see it. I think it also really depends where you live. So like in Boston, right? Like I don't work in Boston, but if you do work in Boston, there's a lot of like narrow, like you're parking really far from a lot of jobs that you do.
Yeah.
Even if you only have 10 windows to do. So I think in like city work and stuff that's tight, or, just I only have these 5 windows that are high and I don't want to drag all this line across the road. Like, I think it makes sense it's definitely like very, very like niche stuff you need to use it for. Like small courtyards or something, like, or if like, let's say it's like, you ever been to a house that's like 3-tiered deck systems? You know what I mean? And you can't really get to something.
I've got a couple of houses like that.
You could just bring the backpack through the house, clean your shit, and then like be done with it. Instead of like put the pole up here and then move it around and then shut it off. I think again, do you need that? No. You can just clean it by hand and stop being a fucking pussy. But like, if you want to use water fed pole, go for it.
Sometimes I like being a vagina. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could just be a man, ladder up to it, and fucking clean the shit out of it, or you can get a little fancy backpack sprayer and fucking be a little Ghostbuster guy.
Yeah.
But
I just use my hillbilly rigged X-Jet for everything, dude. That thing makes so much money, dude. It sprays like 100% bleach on shit. I just nuke everything.
I'm really telling you, when you go to a downstreamer and you get it right, you'll be like, I'm never using the phone.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm actually going to do something this year, but now that we, switched over to the LLC and, everything, I'm actually waiting to do that for tax purposes. I'm going to do that this year. So, I'm going to do something, and I think I'm going to do something kind of like what Mark has built with the skid mark, but something just small enough for me to slack. Because, I don't do enough work to have a fucking big rig or no shit like that. But, I just need enough to downstream, little reservoir tank to keep up so I don't have to worry about it. I don't need, I'm not trying to fucking break no pressure cleaner records. I'm just trying to make what I do easier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Doc, you could do most houses. I gotta be honest, most houses with a 5-gallon pail of bleach.
That's what I've been doing. I do it all summer, dude.
Like, that's it. Yeah.
I do it all summer. I make so much money. It would just be convenient not to have to carry that bucket around.
Yeah, for sure.
Taco hooked me up with that super sud sucker, and that motherfucker sprays some bleach.
So, do you know how much that super sud sucker is?
I give him a couple $100.
All right. I built the same exact thing for $27.
Really?
I'll send you how I built it.
Send me the thing.
So I stole it from another guy who built it on I can't remember what I was watching. Like YouTube. I'll get to the office early just because I don't want to talk to anybody. Like, my wife's driving me crazy, so I'll just go in early, videos and drink coffee. And he popped up and he's like, "Why buy the Sudsucker? It's literally you take a regular GP.
GT base.
You literally just take out the spring and the ball valve, and you add a
check valve
to it.
Right.
And that's all I did. And I'm pulling.
Oh, that's what you were telling me about when you and I talked about that. Yeah.
Well, here was my question though: what if you do the thing like TJ does on the end of the gun and use a sud sucker? You're probably moving a lot of chemical, right?
There would really, you'd basically just be like, I want to kill every plant in the shop. Yeah. Honestly, Mark, you don't really, you're in more humid and warm environments, but you don't really need more than 1.5% to clean 90% of stuff.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm sure you probably don't get the same level of bleach strength here because you don't need it. But the guy who delivers here, I get 15%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the chlorite instead of 12.5 or 10%.
Yeah.
So I'm already having to dilute it a little bit anyways because it's just too strong.
I just buy it from a pool store.
Yeah, I get mine. Yeah, I get mine at the pool store too.
Dude, I used to pay 99 cents for a gallon.
It's not that way anymore.
No, dude, it was like $4.15. Yeah, I bought 30 gallons.
It's more expensive than gas, dude.
I go, I'm gonna get 30 gallons of bulk, and he's like, no problem. He sets the meter. I come back in, I drop my card on the table, and he's like, it's like $127. I'm like, what did I break a fucking window here? Yeah, and he goes, dude, it's a commodity. I go, you used to sell it to me for 99 cents. Pay 99 cents.
I go through 220 gallons of bleach every 2 weeks.
Wow.
Every 2 weeks. But they deliver a pallet here. It's the same cost. So I'm paying the same price you're paying. They deliver it and put it in my shop in
what, like 55 gallon?
55-gallon barrels on a pallet. And then they take the barrels when they're gone, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a home run, dude. Like, it's...
If I had to get it out of the barrel, you got a pump?
I just use the roof. So I have 2 pumps on the trailer. I have one that's a roof pump, and then one's a backup pump. I just use the backup pump to fill. It's you know what I mean? You just drop a drop stick in and fill it up.
How often do you go through those pumps?
Pumping it straight.
I'd say I probably go through about 3 pumps a year.
Yeah.
But the ones I buy are about $1.29 a piece, so it's like, I don't know. Yeah. $330, $340. I could take them apart and clean them, or I could just fire them in the fucking trash can. Yeah.
You don't recycle them, bro?
Dude, I don't recycle. Mm-hmm. All right, I sometimes recycle, but most of the time I don't. Nah. Honestly,
I recycle oil. Usually in my backyard, I got a facility out back for my oil.
Dump it on the fence line.
What do you mean? No, it's recycling, dude.
I do that. I have a 30-gallon
small
thing.
fish.
I got a 30-gallon thing, and then you pressure it up and you fill 5-gallon jugs. And the county never used to. It says no commercial, right? Because we have a recycling. You can put cooking oil, TVs, all that shit. And I try to do the right thing. So I go in, rolling in there with 5-gallon jugs of oil. I start dumping. The guy comes out freaking out. He's like, "You must be a business." And I'm like, "No, I got a lot of vehicles." And he's like, "This is for residential waste." And I go, "Dude, you sell this fucking waste oil. Don't give me that bullshit."
Right.
You know, this. And he's like, "No, you can only put in 3 gallons." And I'm like, "I'm dumping all this shit, whether it's the ground or in your container." Yeah.
You didn't say all that. You're such a fibber. You're a fibber.
Look,
You're too nice to say stuff like that, Mark.
Dude, you should have seen that fight I had at Salvation Army when we went for my brother-in-law's house.
Yeah.
He had 2 brand new inkjet printers, right? Now, inkjet printers, the cartridges cost more than a printer, right? So they sat in my garage. The boxes were sealed from Hewlett Packard. And I tried to give them away. Nobody wanted them. So I go to Kate, "Come on, let's go to Goodwill. We'll get rid of these printers and some old shit." We pull into the back of the Salvation Army, and this I'm going to say this Haitian girl comes out, right? And I start unloading the back of the truck, right? And she goes, "We don't take computers." And I go, "Oh, okay." And I put one printer on the ground. She said, "Sir, I told you we don't take computers." And that went right up my ass. I go, "Can you fucking read?" And she's like, "What?" I go, "Can you fucking read?" I said, "It's a printer. I'm sure you sell printers, especially brand new ones." So the manager comes over and he's like, "What's going on here?" "Oh, we don't take computers." I go, "Dude, just because it says HP, it's a fucking printer. It's in a box this fucking big." I go, "You want my shit or not?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were dumping computers off." I go, "What the fuck is wrong with you people? What's wrong with you?"
Nah, man, it's
you got to have a degree to take a window apart. That's what fucking happened to him.
If you have a tree
Look at my hair. It looks like a medieval wheat field. Famine. I have a famine in my hair.
Halt, I am reptile.
It looks like the plants. It looks like the plants after Mark pressure washes.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta put some plant wash in that.
That shit worked. Seth?
No. Dude, that old guy is a scam. Fuck that dude.
Is it?
A fucking wiener. Anybody who makes spraying bleach on a house like an academy is a fucking retard, dude. You literally listen. It's a great business. It takes zero fucking skill. You just have to not mind smelling like a pool and like being kind of dirty. That's it.
Yeah, the only thing you gotta not mind is your clothes being fucked up, you stinking like bleach, and being dirty. I mean, it's really like Seth hit the nail on the head. Like anyone that's got an academy for that's just wow, bro. You're literally spraying bleach on shit.
Oh, I can spray this 40 feet and this one 50 feet, and like, cool, dude. Like all we're doing is trying to get bleach on the house as fast as we can, and then rinse it off as fast as we can.
Come on, man.
Right. If we're saying anything outside that, well, I use rust off, and then I scrub this, and I fucking put my balls in the window. Like, we're all doing the same shit, dude. You're putting bleach on, and you're fucking taking it off. That's it. And it is the easiest fucking job in the world. There isn't. You sit on the ground and go, and spray shit. That's all you do, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what you do. You spray the bleach, then you make some anti-Semitic slurs. Then you go back and spray it again with water.
Outside and spray the fucking
What do you use? What do you use as a surfactant?
Zero, nothing. I spray bleach on the house and I rinse it off. And I've never had a job. I don't even spray roofs with soap on it. Just straight fucking bleach, son. That's it.
I'll tell you what I do. I'll be honest.
I'll use a couple of drops of fucking Dawn dish soap in it just to cut the bleach smell back a little bit. That's it.
You know what I do, dude? I I worked at FAU, right, a big college in my
But
area.
let me preface that. Before you get going there. I tell them immediately. I'm like, I'm using pool chlorine from the pool store, and they're like, what? I was like, yeah, that's what everybody uses, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, that shit you buy at Lowe's and the jug deck wash, it's fucking bleach. You know what I mean?
You know what?
House wash, it's bleach.
I did 60 buildings at FAU, pressure cleaning and window cleaning, right? And then all of a sudden, they go, we have to tell you the science building is a green building, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Well, it has a live roof. There's plants on the roof, and you can't use any kind of chemicals when you pressure wash. And I go, dude, these sidewalks are literally alive with mold and mildew. This isn't going to clean. And if it does, it's going to be striped up, and it's going to be back in a month. And they're like, well, you cannot put out any chemicals. So immediately, dude, like sirens were practically going off. They smelled the bleach, right? So I go, all right, we're going to shut down the injector system. I go to the guys, look, just go over there and do window cleaning. I'll be right back. I went to the grocery store. I bought a thing of Tide Pods. 3 Tide Pods thrown into the bleach, let them melt. The fucking smell is gone. History. They're like, oh my God, that smells so good.
Bleach.
But if you're washing a house or if you're washing a building and you don't use any surfactant, the windows will, like, you know how you get streaking?
They'll dry salty.
What up, Lou?
Yeah, if you leave shit on, but it rinses so much easier because it's not like stuck to the surface.
Yeah, it's not clinging. Yeah.
Luke, you should have came on and talked shit with us tonight.
Hey, do you know what else emulsifies dirt? Fucking bleach does. Surfactant is like snake oil salesman shit. Like, you really don't fucking need it.
Yeah, I 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say 10 times out of 10, it's just a little bit of dish soap. That's all I ever use. Yeah. I have used like you know what I have used a Gain laundry detergent in the fucking pinch.
You know what works really good? You go to Home Depot, you could buy that shit called Fabuloso. It's purple. That stuff smells floral as fuck.
Dude, it smells like a Brazilian.
Yeah, but couldn't you possibly be making a bomb?
No, it's just soap.
No, I mean if you look at Dawn, have you ever read the back of Dawn? It's like it says do not mix with bleach.
No, it's not Dawn. I thought it was palm olive. That you're not supposed to mix with bleach.
I think it's
I think Dawn's the only one that's saved. Dawn's safe. Look it up, you fucking cunt. You're gonna Google it. Is bleach safe to put in Dawn? And it's gonna be like no, but I'm telling you that it's fine.
But what
I'm telling you is right. Google don't know shit about shit.
Oh no. Well, okay. So if does it coincide with you? I was going to tell you what it says. It's like Dawn dish soap does not contain any ammonia, so it is safe to use.
Ammonia. So I don't know shit about fuck.
You're like, if Google tells me I'm right, I'm right. If Google tells me I'm wrong,
you're wrong, dude. I'm right. That's the reason why I use Dawn. And Gain is the same way. I use Gain because it's bleach safe.
Bleach, yeah.
So, whatever, dude. If I really care, like if someone's like, "Hey, man, I don't want you to do that, man," and I'm like, "All right, cool, I won't use it," and then I'll go out and get some Gain and dump some date so it smells good, so they can't smell it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But most of the times it's just a little bit of dish soap. You know what I mean? And that's usually on, and I don't go crazy with that either. You know what I mean? I just a little bit, just for the really funky spots. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I just let's just be fucking honest about it.
No, it's honestly, like, if anyone tells me they're like, "Oh, I don't like bleach," I'm like, "Oh, cool," and then I spray their house with bleach anyway. Either that or just like if they're animate, I'm just like, you got to find someone else because this is how I clean houses.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way. They're like, well, I really don't like the idea of that. Well, then I would go to Lowe's and buy a pressure washer and spend the summer doing this because I'm not fucking gonna be here for 3 days.
Doing this job the way that you're telling me to do. So it's
like Mark said, you're gonna. I mean, essentially, they're gonna have to clean everything 2 or 3 times to make it look good.
Oh yeah.
And you're not really cleaning it. You're just getting rid of the top growth. That's all you're.
And it's going to come in Florida with the humidity.
It's going to come right fucking back. Yeah. That's like most. I had a lady that went around and around with me about it a few years ago, and I was just like, just let me try it. I was like, I'll tell you what. Can I do it on this side of the house? And it just happened to be the north side of the house where it's fucking green as shit. And she's like, yeah, we'll try it there. I was like, just let me do it on that side. I'll do it. I'll rinse it off, and then just give me a call in a couple weeks. And she's like, yeah, go ahead. She gave me a call in a couple weeks. She's like, yeah, just come back and do the whole thing. That side too. She goes, not that it needs it. Just do the whole house and do the windows, and I'll pay you for both again. I'm like, all right, cool. Because I was right. I'm right. You're wrong. Just let me do it and let me. There's a reason why I'm here. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? I paid $1,500 a month. I paid $1,500 a month to learn how to do this. I've pulled half of my hair out so I look like a fucking barren wheat field.
I paid $2,000 a month to have someone help me with my business. And shit, brother.
Dude, listen.
Brother.
It's $1,500. It's $1,500, bro.
It's $1,500, it's not $2,000.
Seth, are you guys? And how long have you been in business, Seth?
10 years as of March.
10 years. Okay.
It'd be a good tax write-off, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm just wondering, at what point will you employ the mirror technique on Windows? One in and one out.
I've got to wait. I need some more manpower before I can do it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how I do all my work without 14 guys. Like, I'm really concerned in how I do
anything.
Well, I really want to drop it.
Yeah, we did $3,000. We did $3,000 today, and you paid $2,800 in payroll. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I just
when you pay people an unlivable wage, and you get people that are maybe not home to this country to do your work for you, and don't have proper visas, or like you don't care if they can feed their family. I'm sure you can make some money. I'm sure you can make some money doing it that way. Jake also has my number. He has no reason to bother you. He has my cell phone number. He can text me if he doesn't like it. He can also fucking slob this knob if he doesn't like it. I mean, I know you're watching, honey. It's good to see you.
Oh, my goodness. Goodness gracious. Listen, man, no wonder nobody likes this podcast. The only time we get views is when Steve-O and Luke are on here. We ought to get rid of Jacob and have Luke fucking do the podcast with us.
Let's have Steve-O do 2 podcasts.
Maybe I ought to just dress up like Steve-O.
I'll bet by now, because we haven't had Luke on in a couple of years, he probably looks even more like Jesus.
Dude, that motherfucker's John Wick, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. That's John Wick. Like, you guys think I'm bullshitting.
No, I don't.
That's John Wick. That boy, he is out there shooting, sir. And Luke is the type of guy that if he does something, it's going to be the very best that he can fucking do it. I mean, you could tell by the way
great quality
he does his videos. You could tell that by his videos. You could tell, like, I'm going to give maximum effort. This dude has, like, souped up speed pistols and shit and fucking...
Yeah.
He's got fucking a Scorpion with a fucking silencer on it. The dude's fucking, like borderline Manson family, dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's ready for the apocalypse. I'm going to Luke's house.
When he showed me his tobacco pipes, I was like, "Oh, you take everything serious."
Dude. Hey man, listen, his tobacco pipes. He bought me one. It's one of my favorite ones. I still use it. I only use it in the summer though. It's more of like an out front on the porch kind of thing I like to do.
Like you got to be like a papaw.
I'm built. I'm ready for it to be a papaw. I've got my whole papaw kit prepared. I got bib overhauls. I got a sun hat and I got a pipe. Like I'm honestly thinking, like in another 4 to 5 years, when I hit 50, I might just do the Tim Smith and run around butt ass in bib overhauls. That's all I'm gonna wear. No t-shirt, no underwear, just.
You got to have the bib overalls that you get occasional nip slip too.
Oh yeah, those are the ones I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Get a little squeeze. You're like, hey ladies, what's up?
yeah.
You like these memories, baby?
Yeah. See anything like a pepperoni you might like?
Happy to see me.
No, Jesus, I got puffy nipples. I ain't got no pepperonis, man.
Like Hershey Kisses over pepperonis?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is a podcast for sure, man. This is the best one on the internet, fellers. You tell me one better fucking window cleaning podcast on the internet. We'll wait. We'll wait for you guys to tell us. Some guy's going to be like, well, you guys don't really teach us anything. Well, listen, man, this isn't the fucking Teach Us Network. Right. You got a fucking question, ask it. We're not going to get on here every night. 10 ways to use a water-fed pool the most efficiently and where to buy it. It's not what we're going to do here. You know, we're just going to be ourselves.
We're not going to talk about fanning unless we're making a joke about it.
Yeah.
Technique.
I did actually my first. I really didn't get any play. I did my first how-to video ever, a YouTube short, and it didn't do well. It didn't do well. You know.
Well, you got 100 other people doing it now too.
Yeah. Well, I thought it would do better, but it didn't, man. I was a little upset, but you know, it's whatever, dude. You know, you can't live your whole life cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It is what it is. I mean, you can't be cool all the time. What else can you do about it?
Right.
Except for be yourself and just not worry about it. But it did hurt my feelings a little bit. It did hurt my feelings a tad.
My feelings all the time.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. So I'm not looking forward to May because you know my duties have doubled, but you know, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of money. I'm looking forward to having a bunch of money to I'm gonna redo my kitchen. I'm excited about that. I'm finally gonna get that done.
I'm sure Jen will be happy about that.
Shit, she's never in there except for to clean.
Yeah.
She don't cook nothing no more.
This motherfucker's
getting yourself in trouble, you know that.
Yeah, I'm trying to get beat up later. It's whatever, dude. She's at work. She won't even see none of this. My mom's a fucking total fucking bag of shit. Yeah, she's fucking told on me already. You know, TJ's on the podcast talking shit about you at 1 hour 47 minutes, 32 seconds. He says that fucking you don't do nothing. Fucking.
Well, it's a fun time in life, isn't it?
Dude. I ain't had a woman on my side since my grandma passed away. Like seriously, all the women in my life hate me.
Battle Royal.
All the women in my life hate me. All of them. There's not one fucking woman in my life that doesn't want to see me fucking like die of overworkedness. Fucking slave drivers.
About one time we went to dinner.
Yeah.
With my buddy and his wife, and I knew right away I was not a fan of hers, and she wasn't a fan of me because she was like all snooty. So JT goes, I have to go to the bathroom, Dad. So I let him out of the booth. And he comes back like 10 minutes later. I was about to go check on him. I'm like, you okay over there, little dude? And he's like, yep. And then I look right at my buddy, and his wife is sitting next to him. I go, he's no longer online. And my buddy goes, what does that mean? I go, he just logged out. And that was it. After that, Marcus shit. Loudmouth shit. I am.
Yeah. I you know. What can you do, man? There's nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
I mean, you just wake up that way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Overworked. Nobody loves you. Fucking sucks, man.
Right.
Get used to it, Seth. It's only going to get worse.
I mean, it's already not.
It's already not cool.
My sister, my mom. Like, I mean, I'm surrounded by women, and they all fucking dislike me. So.
Yeah. All the women around me are the same. They don't care about me either, dude. I understand.
The only one who likes me right now is my wife, but we'll see how many more years that lasts.
I don't know. It doesn't last long because, like I said, Jennifer, she fucking can't stand me. So, you know.
She loves you, but can't stand you.
Yeah. She says that she loves me. I'm not sure if it's true anymore. I think she's fucking bailed on that plan. She's like, I don't think that's going to work.
This doesn't work out for
This isn't working anymore.
Right now.
This isn't working.
Jen's a good sport. Jen's a good sport.
Yeah, she's been sticking around for an awful long time. She's definitely a good sport.
She wasn't like,
There'd be clear signs that she wasn't a good sport.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So I'm wondering what the guys thought of my Patreon podcast I did for them.
Ooh, yeah, I am curious. Lehman, tell me what you think, brother.
I mean,
well, he's on here, right?
I didn't get as many comments on it as I thought I was going to get. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe some of the guys that are signed up to the Patreon don't realize that I'm posting links in there that only they can see. You know what I mean? So if that link's in Patreon and you're a Patreon member, I mean, there's access to and I'm going to be doing that more regularly.
Well, throw the link up in the. Can you throw the link up in the chat?
Oh yeah.
Or would people without the Patreon be able to access it? No, right?
No. What do you mean in this chat? No. It's just for Patreon members. They have to go to the Patreon. It's patrons only, dude.
Oh, Patreon.
Yeah.
Our pals.
I had to take our fucking podcast and edit it and put it on there too.
It'd be fun. Or like just take the first the last 10 minutes of the podcast and throw it on there so they can hear what we really fucking think.
Well, we tried that, man, and fucking we can't never do it because you guys always got some wild ass shit you saying. I can't let nobody else hear that shit, especially Mark. The shit that and everyone's gonna think that Mark's puts on his clan hat when we turn the Skype off, but that's not it. Mark says he says not nice things about people.
I know, but I don't mean. I've been called a racist and everything under the sun. And if you meet me and hang out with me, you'll see that's not me, But I do say things off color.
Yeah. Well, not off color to specific groups, but you're no holds barred on people, certain people, and it's just man, I can't let other people hear Mark say that shit like that because it's gonna get out that Mark said that. You know what I mean? So. It never worked. I always wanted to do an after the show because no matter what, we get off here, we're usually on after the show 20 or 30 minutes talking any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's 9 times out of 10, it's not shit that's good for everyone else to hear. You know what I mean? When I say there's only a few people that know shit, Tim knows shit and fucking Jacob now knows shit that nobody else will ever know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So, there's just part of this, there's an inner circle. There's an within reason. There's other people that know, but they're cool. Like Luke knows shit that we all know. So does Chris, Yeah, some other select dudes that know some shit that they probably don't want nobody to know they know. You know what I mean? I can't wait to bring this up. And I wanted to wait to the very end of the show to bring it up, but I think it's great that the Supreme Court's nah, you can't stop that dude from being in the election. Right. Yeah. Dude, heads are gonna explode, dude.
Well, yeah, it's.
Yeah, dude, it's. I mean, I knew it was coming. Yeah. I knew it was coming, but I think, and that's another thing I'm going to tell you. I think that people are spending their money now because they're listen, I better get this shit that I want done because this fall we're gonna be on the bread and milk line. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Fuck, dude.
I think if anything, we're gonna be heading in a positive direction.
Mark is a bad friend.
Personally,
I'm a bad person.
In a good spot.
That's right. That's not a bad friend, bad person. Mark's a bad person.
Here's what I can say: if we made it through COVID, and we all did, and made it through a bigger crisis than 2008, to be honest with you, I think it was.
I
think we're gonna be good. I mean, you might have to switch directions here or there, but be all right. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, I mean, dude, every election I can track back now. I've been through 2 election cycles, about to be through a third one, and I can almost tell you, for a matter of fact, every year October is fucking dead.
I have in October. I actually have shit set up that goes in October for that reason.
That's what I'm.
I do those. I do those 2 big jobs in May, and then I do those 2 big jobs in October every year.
That's super smart, man. That's a good way.
Just because it just October is just a shit show because it's not so. It's cold and warm and people are starting to fucking not worry about being outside or shit looking nice. You know what I mean? Because they're oh well, the leaves are gonna fall and everything's gonna be fucked, so they don't want to do nothing. You know what I mean? They want to wait till that's all over with.
Yeah.
So I'm just I'm setting these up for this time of year. 'Cause last year, the one job went like fucking just before Christmas, and I told him straight up, I'm like, listen, man, we can't do this next year. You know, you're gonna have to do it like the last guy did it. I need to have this shit end October, beginning of November from here on out, or you know, he's like, yeah, that's fine, man. Don't worry about it. I'm like, cool, because I can't keep. One, it's too damn cold, and just before Christmas, nah, bro, I ain't trying to do nothing right now. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to do shit, cuz I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to do nothing.
I'm trying to have like make a prime rib and like drink in the morning.
I'm not trying to do all that. Be all cold and shit. I'm not trying to do that shit.
Ah, man.
Yeah, no way, dude. This is the first year in a lot of years that I haven't gotten a prime rib for Christmas. I got like a really small $60 3-bone one, and you know, we did ham instead. You know, I just bought, you know, 'cause some people don't like ham, so I mean, I got a small prime. I usually get a fucking like a 10 or like an 8-bone. A big fucker, you know, 7-8 bones, whatever it is, you know, the big, yeah. Well, I did that. You know how much that motherfucker they wanted for it? Almost $500 for that fucking thing. I'm like,
it's ridiculous.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
So me and my homie went to. There is a farm, maybe 20 minutes from me, and we went there and told them early in the season, hey, we're looking for these cuts. We had like a deep freezer and we threw them all in there. We paid maybe a quarter of the price you'd pay in like a supermarket.
Oh, yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, me and a couple buddies, we went in. I think we went in on like quarter cow or half cow. I can't remember what it was, but like I still have meat in the freezer from.
Right.
And I think it cost each of us like $400.
Yeah, that's the way to do it if you're gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like fuck supermarkets, man. Like.
What I do is when I see shit fucking like they do sales and shit like that, that's when I usually pick up a little and throw it in the freezer, you know what I mean? That's normally meat wise anyways. But I usually try to put something like put it in a bag or some shit to make sure she's legit. You know,
for sure. Like I have those like what are those bags that like you can pull all the air out of?
Vacuum bags.
Yeah. So a guy I was doing work for, we were shooting the shit, and I look in his garage, and he had like 2 like deep freezers, and I noticed one unplugged. I'm like, "What's up with that one? Is it broken?" He's like, "Nah, just need to get rid of it." And I was like, "Hey, I'll I'll clean your gutters, and can I take that?" He's like, "Yeah, go for it." So like I got this big heavy duty meat freezer, and it's awesome, dude.
Nice.
So anytime there's a big sale, I just like load shit in there and just date it real quick. It's pretty easy, but yeah. It's been a game changer for me.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. We got a stand up freezer that's like the size of a fucking refrigerator, but it just doesn't have, you know what I mean? It's a refrigerator style stand up one.
Yep, we have one of those.
And that fucker's got plenty of room in it. I mean, it's mostly empty popsicle boxes, but you know, whatever.
Yeah.
You can't tell Uriah nothing. You can't tell that he don't listen to a damn thing I say. I'm like, listen, bro. Like, you got me all thinking that there's ice cream bars in there, and I go in to get one, and it's just an empty box. It's not nice. You know what I mean? You don't do shit like that to people. Yeah, and he just kind of looks at me, he's like, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm like, hey, shit, bro. You know what I mean? I just, all I wanted was an ice cream sandwich, and I just got a box.
Yeah. Sometimes Dad wants a sweet treat.
Yeah. Because your mom ain't giving out sweet treats no more, cuz. You got to give me... Because your ass is always, like, inside of her booty hole, so ain't no room for me in there no more.
She retired vagina.
Yeah. That's the only boy she likes now. Is Uriah. Yeah.
He needs someone to like him.
Yeah, that's fine. Huh?
What grade is he in now?
He's in 6th grade.
Oh, wow, cool. Getting old.
He's going to junior high next year, huh?
He's in junior high now.
Oh, is it 6th, 7th, and 8th?
Yeah.
For junior?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, at least he'll be middle. He won't be like bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? Like when you go to junior high, that's the most depressing day ever.
Yeah.
You go from like being king shit at your school to being like, I'm nobody now.
Uriah doesn't even like. And I wasn't like this in school, but when I pick him up from school and we're cruising out, especially when it's warm out now, you can tell like fucking everybody knows him, and like everybody. Everybody's like, hey, Ryan. Like, it's fucking wild. I mean, I mean, doesn't seem like that kid, but everyone even his teachers say everybody likes Uriah. Everybody likes
he
him.
must be like a totally different kid at school too, which is cool though.
He has a YouTube channel, and
oh, nice.
I'll be honest with you. When me and his mom heard, I mean, it kind of shocked us both. I got a little verklempt, you know what I mean? Like that's, you know what I mean? That doesn't interact with us that way.
Yeah,
completely different. It's wild. It's wild. Yeah, it's wild. It surprises me at school.
YouTube channel kind of tracks that he'd be like, "Yeah, I'd be into that."
Yeah, cool. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
He's probably talking about much different stuff, but yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dude, I went when my kids were younger, and they do sleepovers at a friend's house, you know, and they both go. That's the one thing about my boys; they've always hung together, and then, to my knowledge, never really fought. And I drop them off, and the next day I go to pick them up, and they're like, you know, I don't know the mom, and the dad's usually standing there, and the kids are in the background waiting, and I go, and I'm JT and Scott's dad. I'm here to pick them up. And it's like, oh my God, your kids are such a pleasure. So I go like this. I'm like, wait a minute, is there more kids? And she's confused. Because my kids are monsters.
Right.
No, they're gentlemen. They clean up by themselves.
And he's actually, like, you're right. That's what got me was you're right. He's funny.
Yeah.
Like, he's got, like, his sense of humor is not like mine at all. It's like a really dry, sharp sense of humor. Like, I'm like, this little motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, okay, bro. Okay. You know what I mean? He's like his sister in that way. Elena's that way. Elena's dry and... Well, Elena's dark and funny. You know what I mean? Her shit's dark. If you're friends with my daughter on the internet, you know what I'm talking about. My daughter's wild as fuck. But yeah, man, I don't know. Maybe fucking Jacob will be here next week. Maybe it won't. I mean, maybe we'll find a guest. Maybe we won't. I don't know.
He was learning to read or something tonight?
Yes, he's like, some kind of reading. He had to go to some kind of, dyslexia school or some shit like that, or diabetes school, some weird shit. I don't know what it was. He had to go do tonight. But I want to thank all our sponsors, windowcleaner.com, Zero Products, Maker Products, John Sacco's Switch Boxes, Smart Box, Black Diamond Squeegee Rubber, American Window Cleaner Magazine, all that good shit. Our Patreon members, thanks everybody. Like I said, I don't know what we'll do next week, you know what I mean? I'll try to figure out something. If we can get a guest on, we'll get a guest on. If not, it'll just be us again, you know what I mean? I don't know what else to say, boys and girls. Don't know what else to say.
I think you covered all the bases.
Did I cover all the bases? You think?
I'd say you did. Yeah, I think you did.
Hopefully everyone is okay with the bases that I touched.